Hey, I'm Steve Ford, and I'm here in Midland, Texas, where I live. And I just read yet another thing on Facebook about Jade Helm and how this is the epicenter for military operations to take over the United States, or at least Midland, Odessa, and put us all in concentration camps or whatever. And so, I'm going to post this video, and I'm going to say the naysayers are going to look and say, oh, well, he was in the Army and all this stuff. Yes, I just got out of the Army, my reserves unit last March. I was a sergeant. When I was active, I was infantry. And so I've been an instructor for supply and other stuff for the past 13 years or whatever. I don't know how long. Anyway, I live here, and now we're going to go drive around this Walmart for all these conspiracy theorist about how Jade Helm is coming in. And here it is. So here, I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to talk. Maybe not. Yeah, we're going to do it like this. Okay, here's the Walmart in Midland, Texas, where everybody says all the military equipment is being staged and all this other stuff, all this other shit. And so we're going to drive around here and find out really what's going on here at the Walmart. I saw a video the other day of this guy. He was really charismatic and sounded like a preacher, and God bless, and he sounded a lot like this and everything. And look at all this military equipment inside the garden center. They're just here to take over. Well, I'm driving through the garden center, and I do this on a constant basis because now I work for AT&T. I'm the indirect account executive for AT&T for West Texas and Eastern New Mexico. So Walmart, this store was one of my stores that I frequented. I was in here constantly because they sold phones for me. Yes, they often do have police officers out here. Why? Because there are people that believe in this Jade Helm theory. See, our store is temporarily closed. So these Jade Helm conspiracy enthusiasts come here and try to get in the doors so they can run in and see what's going on in Walmart. Just to get videos of what they believe is a military operation, because apparently there's snipers on the roof and there's tanks and all kinds of shit being put inside this Walmart so that in July they can come running out and take over Midland and put us all in concentration camps and stick chips in us so they can follow us around, or whatever the theorists are saying it is. And it's just a bunch of crap. So those guys, they're comical. So we're going to drive back around and we're going to go to the other side. I was sad when this store closed. They didn't do a lot of numbers for me, but they had some really good employees here who I enjoyed visiting with. So when the store closed down, yes, and they had like 8 hours notice. You know, it was kind of bad. You know, it was really bad for those guys. Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, there's really nothing going on out here. There are some new, if you look here, there are some new areas in the concrete, and I've already passed a few more, but you can see fresh concrete that's been laid. So, yes, there's actually a bathroom right there on the other side of that wall. I've used it frequently. I've lived here for 15 years. So, here we go. I'm going to drive around the other side, and we'll show that there's nothing in the tire center. There's no snipers on the roof. We already saw that there's nothing in the garden center, and I'll even get out of the Jeep here in a second and show that. So now we're going to go around the corner here. Okay, we're going to just drive right up on here. Hopefully you can see inside there. Nothing going on in the garden center. There's no troop movement, no vehicles, no anything. All Walmarts have these storage containers in the back. I've even looked inside the tire center to make sure that there's no, a regiment, battalion of tanks in there. And guess what? There's not. There are no tanks inside there. And now we go back around to this side. There is still no military presence going on anywhere around here. So for anybody who is worried about this Jade Helm thing, It is a military exercise that we are doing, or that the government is doing, not we, since I'm not part of it anymore. But here's my thoughts on it. I'm going to turn the camera back around to myself. Here's my thoughts on the whole Jade Helm conspiracy, whatever bullshit. Yeah, the military, we have to do exercises. It's part of our training, and you train the way you fight. We've learned that's just how you do it. So right now, our biggest issues here, in my opinion, this is only be my opinion, are the fact that we have terrorists, ISIS coming over from the border, right down south. We don't live too far from the Mexican border. Our border security isn't the greatest due to, I'm not going to say our commander-in-chief, but those who know me know how I feel about our commander-in-chief. There's a lot more we could be doing to secure our borders and to secure the American people from harm, from threats. Okay, with that being said, Operation Jade Helm in Texas, in the southern states, that would be a really good, if I'm commanding the troops, that would be a really good way for me to have a show of force in an area where we know that there are terrorist cells in the United States operating. To come down here and to take care of that. Give our local law enforcement more backup. Stage this as a operation, to come down and do some training. But then when we have everybody down here, all of a sudden hit all these known organizations where we know that they are, round them up, done. We have secured, we've secured the enemy, and we've helped out the American people, keeping them safe, especially everybody down here in West Texas. So this idiot that drove around the Walmart just like I did last week or whenever it was, and there was some cop cars out there. Yeah, they're there to keep people like you from trying to break into Walmart and do whatever you're going to do. So please, people, if you want to ever see, put something on my Facebook. Steve, go by the Walmart today. Let me see what's going on. I will drive by here every day of the week so that you see that there's nothing going on here. Just what I'm gonna do. So even my 9-year-old son, Raiden, what do you think?
The military is not here to threaten us. It's here to help us.
See, it's my son. I have a daughter in the Navy right now, stationed on the USS Ronald Reagan in San Antonio. Being ex-military, being infantry, if I was told by the government, you need to go out here and start rounding up civilians and putting them in concentration camps and yada, 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 all this stuff that the theorist thinks is going to happen, I'm not going to do that. To me, that is an unlawful order. We are here to protect the citizens of the United States from enemies, both foreign and domestic. I think if the government made that statement, I would consider them an enemy, a domestic enemy here to harm the people that I've sworn to take care of. So I wouldn't follow that order. And I really believe that most of our military is the same way. They're not going to come out here and start harming civilians when these civilians have family members who are military. Most of them, a lot of them are former military. Midland, Odessa, everybody here packs. Everybody's got guns. Now, maybe up in the northeastern areas, it's not like that. But we respect weapons down here. Raiden, he's been having a firearm since he was when did you get your first gun? When you were 7? And so, we teach our kids and our family young how to shoot. We teach them firearm safety. What's the very first thing you do when you have a look at your weapon, when you pick it up?
Make sure it's on safe.
Make sure it's on safe. He's 9, people. 9. He's got the correct answer. You make sure it's on safe. When you're carrying your weapon through the house, how do you carry it?
Point it up. Point it where it's not close to anybody.
That's right. You point it up or you point it down at the ground. So, my 9-year-old son is weapon responsible. Do you ever put your finger on the trigger when you're not going to shoot something?
No.
No, because it could go off. and the grown-ups here, so all of us pack. Everybody's got a gun. So I think that if anything, we did have some unlawful military people who were going to ever attack the city or whatever. I think that a lot of citizens, it would be stupid because they would be in a guerrilla warfare situation with everybody that lives here in town. Just saying. And I think people would flock in from across the country to help the citizens of West Texas defend themselves against a government that was doing them wrong. Because all of a sudden everybody would be, okay, well, we're next, maybe. So all you conspiracy theory, just stop. Really stop. You're making yourself look like fools. Now, I will say this. Everybody should have bug out bags ready. Now, it's not because of any kind of government takeover or whatever. Everybody should have a bug out bag in their house for each person. What happens if there's a fire or a tornado or a natural disaster in your hometown and everything's gone? If you've got your bug out bag, it's easy to take that, throw it in your car when tornado strikes or whatever, and get out of there. At least you still have clothing, you still have flashlights, you have all those necessities that you may need to live for a small amount of time while you get back on your feet. So do that. If you want to know what to put in a bug out bag, send me a message. I'll hook you up. Anyway, I'm going to end my rant. I just, this is really, as comical as it is to see all these people who believe in this, it's really starting to annoy me, because I think that people who don't live around here are going to feed into this hype. It's like the media, people just believe what they're told, and make your own decisions. Like I said, if you want to know anything, hit me up. I will drive around here. I'll give you pictures or whatever you want. There's nothing going on here. Peace out.